Hey guys, welcome back to Designs by Shay. Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up your Epson EcoTank 2760 for sublimation printing. Now, if some of you still aren't totally familiar with what sublimation printing is where you have no vinyl involved at all. It is all ink. These shirts right here behind me are all sublimation, no vinyl. It's just ink on the shirt, and there's a lot of fun things you can do with them. This is what they call the peekaboo shirt. So let's get started setting up. Alright guys, this is the Epson EcoTank 2760, the box that it came in. This printer right here cost around $300. You can pick it up at Walmart. I got lucky and got this one at Office Depot. You can order them off Amazon, and like I said, they're around $300. The first thing you're going to notice right here, these are the tanks. This is the EcoTank. There's no cartridges, however you say this word here. There's none of that. It is tanks, and as you can see, this is the ink that you're going to use. Well, okay, let me take that back. This is not the ink that you're going to use, but it is liquid ink, not the cartridges you put in here. Alright guys, right here is the Epson EcoTank out of the box. Now, I have already set up my printer for sublimation printing, but do not worry. I am going to show you the steps to do it. I watched other videos on YouTube, and there was questions I had that nobody was answering, so I want to make sure I get them questions answered for you. Okay, when you first get out your printer, there's going to be some blue tape taping down some of these places here. Make sure you remove all of the tape. There's a piece that'll be up in here, which is where your ink and stuff runs through, and then there's going to be one in the back here that holds down your paper holder here. Okay, so just make sure you remove all of that tape. So the next thing that you are going to do is get your ink ready and set up. Alright guys, as you can see, this right here is the ink that came with the Epson printer. If you are going to sublimate, do not put this ink in the printer. I repeat, do not put the ink in the printer. Okay? So there's two ways that you can get the sublimation ink into the printer. One way that I've seen people do is you take your bottles and you completely empty them out. You're going to empty them, wash them, make sure they're dry, and then pour your sublimation ink into these bottles, which does make it easier and faster, but it is totally your decision on how you put the ink in. Okay, so I decided to go with Printer's Jack sublimation ink. There's a lot more out there. It is up to you what brand you would like to use. After reading reviews, I decided to go with Printer Jacks. Alright, it's time to get our ink in. So, like I said, you can use the bottles or you can do the needle method. Now, I'll show you why the bottle method is easier. To get to your tanks to fill, you're going to lift this up. You're going to prop that up, and it's just kind of like an engine on a car. It's going to hold that up there. I am the one, the way your son don't need. Okay, so here's a close-up, and now you can see what the inside of the little box looks like on top of the tanks. Now, to put your ink in, you're going to pop this lid right here and lift it up. Now, let me show you why the bottle is easier to use. Alright, do you see how the inside of that is made? Just right there. You see that? Okay, here is the bottle. This is the EcoTank ink bottle that comes with it. So obviously this isn't the right color for that, and I'm not using it anyways. But what you would do is you would just tip it upside down and stick it on there, and it will fill up, and when it is finished filling, it will stop. And like I said, that is the easy way. Of course, I like things the hard way. So now let's get to the next method. Okay, for the second method, the best thing to use is a clean needle. Clean, I repeat, a clean needle. After you use it one time, do not reuse it. Printer Jacks comes with needles to fill your tank up. When you need to refill, make sure you have extra clean needles. So make sure you have your clean needle and your bottle of ink. Now, the way that I do this is you take off the cap. If you can see, I've poked holes in it. You're going to stick your needle just down in there in the corner. You're going to flip it up like this, and then you're going to draw out the ink. See how clean that is? And this does take longer, but I didn't want to waste my bottles. Okay, after you fill up your needle, I know my needle's not full, but like I said, I've already set up my printer, so I don't need it to be full. Is it in here? Okay. So, what you're going to do is you're going to stick it on either side of these holes, and I do it kind of slow. Especially when you start getting full, you're going to want to do it slow. You're just going to fill it up like that, and you're going to keep repeating that until it's full. Now, the good thing about these being white and clear is when it starts to get full, it'll show you in here, like right here. You'll start seeing it come up, so you know when to stop. Now, you're going to get a clean needle after you fill up the blue, and like I said, make sure that you are putting the right colors in the right tanks, or you will mess the printer up. It won't print right. So after you get them all filled up, make sure you secure all your nozzles back, and then you can close your printer and get ready to set it up. Alright, after you got everything closed up, then you can start loading your paper and turning it on. So you're going to hit this right here to turn it on. We're going to pull out the paper tray, and then I'm going to load the top with paper. Alright, like I said, I've already set up my printer previously, but this is a good thing to know if you ever need to clean your printer, or you need to check your settings. So what you're going to do, and when you first get on your printer, it's going to bring you to your maintenance, okay? So we're going to hit OK, nozzle check, so just make sure all your nozzles are down. So we're going to hit OK to proceed. Then it's telling us to load plain paper into the back, and then we can start printing. And for print, we're going to hit this one right here. You probably can't see the button that well on the screen, but when you see it in person, you'll be able to tell. So we're going to hit that, and then we're going to let it print. Alright, after you print your first page, the printer itself is going to ask if there's any missing segments. What you're going to look at these boxes up here, you can't really see the yellow, it's too light. But if there's any missing segments, you're going to hit yes. When you hit yes, it's going to clean your machine. Okay? If there's no missing lines, you can hit no. Now, the most important thing, and I wish that someone would have explained this because I had the hardest time. If you have missing lines when you first do it, and you clean the machine, and you do your next print test, if there is still missing lines, try it one more time. If it does not work, let your printer set for 12 hours. Don't even finish the other steps. Let your printer set for 12 hours and then try again. My machine printed perfect after I let it set, okay? And I think it does take you to where you have to go through the settings. I honestly can't remember. So this is a good thing to show you how to get to them. Okay, so we're gonna hit no, that there was no settings. We did the nozzle check, load paper. And then we're gonna wait for it to print. that. Alright, and again, we're going to see I have no missing lines. Okay, so then you can move on. So the next ones that it's going to bring up for you, there's going to be like test squares and things like that. I'm not going to go back through them. So it's going to print out squares, and I wish I would have kept my papers, and I didn't for whatever reason. But you are going to pick the square that looks most like what it's asking on the screen. Alright guys, after finishing all them steps, your printer is ready for sublimation printing. I'm looking at the wrong screen.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Alright guys, after following all them steps, your printer is ready for sublimation printing. I hope that this helped you. I hope I answered all your questions. If not, leave a comment and I will get back with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my videos, and look out for future videos. Thanks guys.